Hi everyone, welcome back to another edition of Moments with Lulu. If you're new to my channel, please make sure you're subscribed so you're getting notifications whenever I put up a new video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about working during nursing school and types of jobs you can get to build your resume and give you clinical experience while going through school. So without further ado, let's get right into this video. And I just need to say this, that you mustn't work during nursing school if you are not able to, and you mustn't work all the semesters if you're not able to. Just do what you can do, but it's very possible to work during nursing school. So just make sure that you're getting a job that is going to be convenient for you while going to school. People have different reasons as to why they choose to work during nursing school or not, and just make sure that when you're making this decision, you're making it intentionally. So you just don't want to make any spontaneous decision that you kind of like regret or not feel happy about. So just make sure you take your time while deciding whether you want to work while going to school or not. And even if you choose to work while going to school, you should also like consider like part-time, how many hours you're working during the week and all of those things, because you also need time for yourself, you also need time for your studies, and you also need time for your clinical practice as well. So just make sure that you're putting these aspects of you at the forefront. Okay, so now let's talk about the kind of jobs you should consider while going to school. You want to look for anything healthcare related, like maybe like healthcare aide or like certified nursing assistant. But the thing about being like healthcare aide, it requires you to have completed, I think it depends on the facility. Some might be you need to have completed your first year, or you need to have completed both your first and second year of your university program to qualify for that position. And that's going to be very good on your resume, and that's going to be very good for you when you're looking for a job in the future, because it not only adds to your resume, but it just adds to your clinical experience. Second recommendation is companionship. So for companionship, you don't necessarily need to have completed like a first year experience in nursing. Like, I'm sure you can get a job like that while you're in your first year of like nursing. So that's another job you want to look into as a student or as a first year nursing student, because jobs like this where you have to like be a companion to someone will help you with your beginner's communication skill. Also, you can work as an undergraduate nurse, so that's something that you need to have completed the third year of your university education to actually qualify for that position. So that's more like an LPN position where you can actually work in the facility or in a long-term care, because I have a few friends who actually work as LPN right now, and that's because they have completed their third year of nursing. You just need to check with your school what their requirement is, and you also need to check with the facility or the place you're looking to apply as to who or what kind of students they do accept for different positions. So that's something you need to consider. Also, I know you can actually work as a research assistant. So if you're going to nursing school, you're taking like a research course or something like that, you can actually work as a research assistant. Another recommendation, psych aide. So you can be a psychiatric aide, so for like a mental health hospital, for a mental health unit. There's slightly some differences between like the psych aide and the healthcare aide. You can like make that comparison between them, but I know like at the mental hospital here, the psych aides actually get a good pay. So that's something that you can look into as well. Another job is cashier experience. So like, because I used to have a cashier job, well, I still have the job, but due to the pandemic I'm not working there currently, but that's something I feel like would be good for students. I'm very flexible, because if you're working as a cashier, you can work maybe like 5 hours a day or like 4 hours a day, or just depending, like, and that's more like something you can do in the evening time. Another recommendation is retail jobs. So you can get a job at like a clothing store or at a grocery store, that kind of thing. That's also flexible and allows you to like work, let's say, something less than 15 hours a week, because you just want to make sure, it's important that you're taking into account your study time and your self-care time. Or if you don't take good care of yourself, there's really no way you can actually juggle both school and work. It's going to be very strenuous on you. So just make sure that you put yourself first, put your physical and mental health and your emotional health before any of these things, because at the end of the day, they don't really matter if you look at it, because if you get sick, someone else can replace you at that job. So just make sure that you're putting yourself first. Another big recommendation is campus jobs. So I highly recommend campus jobs because there are so many jobs you can get on campus, because there are fast foods on campus, there are like stores on campus as well. Another recommendation is volunteer. So volunteering is a very good one. So I know there are like paid and unpaid volunteer positions, but honestly, if I have the option, I always look for a volunteer job that is like paid. But that doesn't mean that you cannot take an unpaid volunteer job. Just make sure that whatever job you're taking is something that will add value to you, add value to your resume, and add value to your experience. And if you're a healthcare student or if you're an industry student, I highly recommend to look for healthcare volunteer positions. One thing I need to emphasize is that if you're getting a job, just make sure that you're able to work around your schedule. So you need a flexible work schedule. Like, that's very important, because you don't necessarily want a job that will tell you you need to be here 5 days a week. I'm sure there is more jobs beyond what I've mentioned, but these are just like my top picks that I know like my fellow students have done and I've also done, that I feel like this is what will give you some kind of experience, and this is what will also allow you some time to care for yourself, do school related stuff, and also like focus on your job as well. So yeah, I hope this video was helpful to you all, and if you found this helpful, please don't forget to like, don't forget to share, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye now.